The following video is not intended for children, and it's best enjoyed if you either clear the MSQ up to level 84, or you otherwise don't mind spoilers. Now why in the heck don't I get more lines in this expansion?
Hello, State Driven here. Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. Last time, Urianger was behaving sus again, and we made some ink for these guys, and now we're gonna lobbing some balls at some bunny's face. I can't even. Crude, but if it proves effective. He was here in the Great Edensville when last I saw him. Let's split up and find him.
Do you really want me to teabag him, Stola? I'm not really interested in that. Oh.
Okay, we gotta throw around some balls. Look around for balls. There he is. Strike running with a moose ball? It's a moose ball. Okay. Smack! Oh, that's smart. If this is meant to be a joke, it isn't funny. Great music. Stop running! Oh, yes, I'm running, mate. Do you mind explaining why I hit your face with a ball?
I like swords!
I'm highly knowledgeable about the final days? That's the most ridiculous thing I've heard since I woke up. Who told you that joke? As if we've got time to look into the final days when there's not much else to do beyond the Great Voyage. It's true that Heidelin did impart to us some knowledge of the event, but I know about as much of it as the other Loporrits. Less, probably. I don't know why anyone would think it was funny to go telling people that I'm an expert, but they better hope I don't get my paws on them. Sorry I couldn't be of more help, but if there's nothing else, I've got work to do. And I'm off! Urianger. I could find neither hide nor hair of him. How did you fare?
He knows jack shit!
So, he knows no more than the others. It was a distraction, a diversion. Care to explain yourself, Growing Way? Well, you see, I misremembered. That's it, I misremembered. Terribly sorry about that. I'm afraid I'm drawing a blank. Try as I might, I can't remember who I was thinking of. On an unrelated note, what of Urianger? I assume you spoke to him earlier, but did he say when he'll be returning?
He's gonna try some shit,
is what I'd like him to say. On his way to Watcher's Palace with Livingway. Between Growing Way's sudden lapse of memory and our lack of other leads, maybe our time would be better spent lending Urianger a hand. What? No, hold on a moment. It's all coming back to me. Yes, I remember. The information is in the archives. Yes, that's where you'll find all sorts of useful knowledge, including that pertaining to the final days.
Are you buying any of this, Stola?
And we are back. Had dinner a short while ago. That's why I had to. It got dark, darker than it was. Anyways. Oh, what to do? I promised Livingway I'd help, but
Help with what?
no, I promised I'd help, so that's what I'll do. The archives are on the second floor of the main plaza of the Eastern Wing. Follow me! Na. I suspect the Loporrits are up to something, but if there is aught to be learned of the final days, I think it best we play along. For now, at least. The archives are right through the door, but it seems to be locked. I guess we'll have to find whoever has the key. Growing Way, enough. If you've naught else to tell us of the final days, you need only say so. We can ill afford to be wasting time here, as you well know. Did you yourselves not tell us we must act quickly?
Ah.
Yes, we did, but the moon was to be a perfect paradise for the people of Aetherius, and we're running out of time to make everything ready for their arrival. We'd hoped you'd see the wonders we'd have to offer, but you found nothing but faults and flaws in our work. Only one of you saw our potential, so you others must be kept here. Ah, so that's Livingway's game. Run us around in circles, and failing that, lock us away so we can't put the plan at risk. Everyone except Urianger.
By the way, guys.
He understands what's at stake and what must be done. I fear you've misjudged us, Growing Way. Never have we decried the notion of using the moon as a means to escape. That said, my heart breaks at the thought of abandoning Etheris and her reflections to their doom. If there is a way to avert the final days, I wish to find it. We all do. We may fail, but our efforts would never be at the expense of your plans.
But why would you take that risk?
There's no room for ifs and maybes now. The people of Etheris will escape here to the moon, they'll be safe, and we'll finally be able to see their happy, smiling faces. I'm sorry, but we can't let you leave. We just can't.
Can't or won't?
Do you plan to fight us? Do what you must, but try not to hurt them. I'll be back in a moment. Don't do anything rash while I'm gone. Scholars? If we dally, they'll overwhelm us with sheer numbers. I say we knock these ones out, split up, and make our way to the exit. Agreed. Let us reconvene where Argos awaits outside.
One curb stomp later.
Good. You're here. We must hurry to the Watcher's Palace and find Urianger.
And what, pray tell, do we seek at the Watcher's Palace?
Oh, come off it, friend. You know full well why we're here. The time has come for you to return to Etheris and help your brethren prepare for their journey here and beyond.
Forgive me, Living Way, but I cannot in good conscience proceed with this plan.
Oh, great.
Huh? But what about the final days? The death and the doom? Oh, we have to hurry before it's too late.
Your unflagging commitment to your duty is endearing, to say the least.
Oh, bugger!
Oh, bugger.
Be at ease. They bear you no grudge, nor do I. How could we, having come to understand your purpose? For millennia, you and yours worked tirelessly towards the singular purpose of this heavenly vessel's construction. An arduous feat by any measure. 'Tis clear you have spared no effort. Why, your very names are a testament to your dedication.
Our names? I'm not sure I understand what you're getting at.
Neither do I.
Names are an expression of the self, a declaration of one's hopes and aspirations. Your use of contemporary, uncomplicated nomenclature doth ensure clarity of purpose. There can be no doubt that your love for the people of Etheris is boundless and pure.
Yes! Yes!
This is delicious.
Mellifluous phrasing.
Mellifluous. I'm adding that one to the list.
We Loporrits were born of Hydaelyn's love for Etheris. That shining, shimmering blue jewel, brightest star in the sky, brimming with life and possibilities. For as long as I can remember, I've toiled in anticipation of the day when this vessel might be needed. All I've ever wanted was to meet those she cherished so dearly. To serve and serve well. That goes for all of us, Don't you see? So help us. Help us help them. Lead them here where we can keep them safe. If there's anything wrong with what we've built, we'll fix it. We'll make it right.
Your works want not for repair. Yet there remaineth much for you to learn of men, and your own kin besides. Singing Way, thy name bespeaketh more than the simple marriage of rhythm and rhyme. The songs of Etheris are beyond counting, and span the length and breadth of emotion. Maps are monuments to man's pioneering spirit and his devotion to charting the furthest reaches of our star. Many have devoted their lifetimes to exploratory pursuits, to venture unto the highest mountains and the deepest oceans in search of unknown frontiers.
Like me!
And thou, my friend, I do not think we've met.
My name is Pudding Way.
You're in charge of pudding.
Pudding Way? Yes, indeed. A name of deep and abiding significance, I'm sure. But one perhaps better communicated through delicious deeds than tasteless words.
Even when he's flustered, he's
A
eloquent.
judicious application of fey magics at a later juncture may be appropriate. And Living Way. 'Tis no easy feat to convey the significance of thy moniker. When I was a bookish boy, a dear friend of mine was fond of peppering me with questions as I read, to my occasional annoyance. One day, I posed to her a question of mine own. What doth it mean to live?
I think he's talking about Moon.
After much contemplation, she proffered this answer. The anticipation of a half-read story's conclusion. The hope today's mistake may serve as tomorrow's lesson. The wish that a new acquaintance may one day call thee friend. She believed it to be all these moments and more.
I want to understand, but
Gotta make sure I don't accidentally go off
I,
camera.
too, still labor to find mine own answer. 'Twould be my pleasure to assist you and yours in embarking on a journey of self-discovery and enlightenment. For thee,
Oh, is that the ink?
ink as blue as the waters of Etheris. Made in haste, though I assure thee, the quality has not suffered for it. The people need not be persuaded by honeyed words. Nay, I have faith they shall do what is right in due course. Until they do, I beg your patience, friends. And with that ink, let us fill the empty pages of Living Way's compendium. An open exchange of ideas will surely afford you all a better understanding of modern man, and with it, ideas for improvements and renovations. But more importantly, it shall empower us to together find a way forward.
I am moved! Move it, I tell you!
I hope you're right. Thank you for this lovely gift.
Square is really good at writing this kind of stuff.
There you have it. I shall remain with the Loporrits to ensure that all is in order.
I see.
Though we must needs prepare for every eventuality, you would all agree that the evacuation of our star is a last resort.
Ah.
To
Let's
accept
see.
failure is to accept the demise not only of our star, but that of Reen's, of all
Yeah,
reflections,
Reen, yeah.
and the souls that call them home.
Don't forget Gaia.
Which is why I have every faith that you shall fight to the last. That such drastic measures may prove unnecessary.
So we're not going to be using him in any more trust for a while, I guess?
Should the worst come to the worst, and I pray deeply that it won't, I'll take comfort in knowing preparations were made under your watchful eye.
Oh, this music.
Aye, thou mayest be assured that if calamity cometh, not a soul will be left behind. If being the operative term.
Yes.
Whoa.
A bright red flower. That flower, how came it into your possession? He recounted the story. How very like her. Was she your girlfriend back when you were, guided by its light, you may have come to know her true intentions. Intentions which remain a mystery, even to us. In our time, we called it Elpis. You would do well to remember that name. Elpis. Is that an anagram of something?
I hate to interrupt, but I feel like I need to make amends for all the secrecy.
Think nothing of it. We haven't been the most gracious of guests. Do convey our apologies to Growingway and the others.
Yeah, I think I might have put him in a coma.
But of course! And when next we welcome more guests from Atheris, we'll have learned to be much more hospitable hosts. Oh, and circling back to the matter of inappropriate secrecy,
Yes,
we ought
please.
to discuss our benefactors.
This I gotta hear. This I gotta hear.
Agreed. The Sharlyan Forum, yes?
I knew Stola would guess it. She is best girl. I keep saying it.
What? How did you know?
Stola is the smartest woman alive.
The more I heard, the more obvious it became. The Forum's aims align closely with those of your anonymous patrons. A telling coincidence would be an understatement. Though had we not taken it upon ourselves to peruse certain restricted tones in Labyrinthos, we might still be unaware of their plans.
So they're planning on escaping themselves.
But let us continue this discussion upon our return. I dare say we have kept Alphino and the others waiting long enough.
Yeah, definitely agreed. Whew. And now let's get some food.
Your stomach is like a bottomless pit.
Yeah.
'Twas a relief to see Livingway was pleased with my gift of ink. To serve and serve well, though their knowledge may be lacking, their boundless love is a blessing without peer. It will be no easy task to prepare them for what must needs be done, but gladly do I embrace this duty, even if it doth necessitate that we part ways for a time. Forgive me my absence. Shouldn't that be mine absence because it's a vowel word? But I have the utmost faith in you, in all our fellow scions. When next I return to Aetherius, I pray I find you all in good health and good spirits. With the Loporrits in Urianje's capable hands, we needn't worry about affairs here in our absence. Knowing the face of their earthly collaborators, there is much to discuss with Alphino and the others. Let us return to the Tower of Babel. Our battle for the star will soon begin in earnest, and we must be prepared.
Alright, let's go. We enter into the Nethergate. Nethergate, huh? Sounds naughty. Gods, I can scarcely believe we went to the moon and back.
But we'll have time to reflect on that later. Right now, we need to head back to Camp Broken Glass and deliver a thoroughly detailed report to Lucia. I'd very much like to know how everyone is getting on here as well. They'd only just begun to treat the tempered prisoners when we left. I share your curiosity, but warning our allies of the final days is of greater importance. I speak not only of the contingent, of course. The heads of state of every nation must know what we've learned. We know not when or where, in what manner the final days—
Hold on, link protocol. Oh, Okay, sorry, Thaisa, I'll talk to you later. I've got something important to do right now.
And so we must see that everyone is prepared. Agreed, though we may wish to stress the importance of discretion lest the public be sent into a panic. Not that anyone in a position of responsibility should need to be told as such, but it bears repeating.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to tell people in authority to not make panics.
Anyways, first things first. To Camp Broken Glass. It's good to see you all again. No worse for your lunar adventure, I hope.
I came back with some better gear.
We've done what we can for now, and believe me, we intend to tell you all about it. But before we do, might you tell us what's become of Garlemald in our absence? We succeeded in subduing the Tempered inside the Tower of Babil. We took many alive, but combined with those who were already in our custody, the number requiring our care has grown exponentially. The inclement conditions here have made it difficult, if not impossible, to treat them all here, and so we petitioned the aid of the allied nations. Some are understandably hesitant to proffer assistance, particularly those that were but recently subject to imperial occupation. That said, several others have agreed to grant them refuge for treatment. With the assistance of your fellow scions, we endeavor to see them safely transported and subsequently cured of tempering. Will all the tempered be relocated? No, not all. We have sufficient shelter to attend those whose treatment has begun, and enough healers have volunteered to remain until the patients have recovered. Julius is one such patient, though he's not yet fit to receive visitors. Truth be told, it was a miracle he and those in his company were not harmed in the chaos. If not for Alfino and Alize's timely assistance, I dare say none of them would be with us today.
Good old Allie and Alfie.
In light of recent developments, have the Alliance leaders come to any decisions regarding Garlemald? Given the tremendous ramifications of what happened here, it will take time to determine what must be done. In the meantime, they intend to work with the Eastern Alliance to keep a close watch over the provinces. We have other news to share. Shortly after Anima was defeated, we received reports that each and every tower has vanished. Yes! Oh, dash it.
For a mercy, the process was apparently not quite as violent as that you experienced in Thavnair. Those who were trapped within them have been rescued and are receiving treatment. To hasten this endeavor, the beast tribes have received instructions in the magic needed to cure tempering.
Master Matoya is no doubt thrilled the Mother Polxia affords us so many visitors. Yes, we are grateful for our ongoing efforts, as well as those of our comrades near and far. Wherever you are. Don't know what the hell that line of dialogue was that I accidentally skipped there. Lucia and I will remain, along with a small force, to continue offering aid to those here in Garlemald.
Oh, you mean the NPC vendors?
The Empire may be no more. Son of a bitch. I believe that accounts for recent events here. So, what of the moon and the Telephori?
Oh, God. Where do I even begin? Okay, so it all started when we got on the moon, and then blah 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 blah.
Is this part gonna be voice acted? Nope. The finals days. Gods, I prayed for your victory would mark the end of our troubles. When does it ever? There is still much we do not know, but the Alliance leaders must be told. Would you be willing to contact them in our stead?
Yeah, we got a bone to pick with Sharlyan.
Yes, of course. I will send word forthwith. We'll also release your fellow scions from their present duties that they may return to Sharlyan. Your energies are better spent finding a means to avert the coming apocalypse.
Yeah, that's pretty based.
Speaking of your fellow scions, you'll be happy to hear that Mistress Kryl, though still on the mend, has been moved to the Baldesian Annex and given into Tataru's care. Thank you. I look forward to seeing them both on our return. Let us be on our way then.
Alright, let's go.
One last thing, if I may. After your confrontation with Zodiac, you said Xenos took his leave, and in all likelihood has returned here to Garlemald. I have a mind to dispatch scouts to try and ascertain his whereabouts, but first wish to ask if you believe there's any merit in doing so.
Oh, Don't put your men at risk. They wouldn't survive if they found him.
I suppose you're right. To dispatch good soldiers in pursuit of such a beast would be to send them to their deaths. Pray forget I entertained the notion. While on the subject of Xenos, the 10th Legion has made an official proclamation that I forgot to take tenacity off before I apply my glamour plate. They denounce the Crown Prince and condemn his role in the Empire's downfall. His very title has become a source of shame amongst his former subjects, and its continued use serves only to hinder relations with foreign nations.
Oh.
For this reasons, he has been declared as Xenos Viator Galvis, outcast and enemy of Golemald. Daniel is no more, and now his own people turn against him. It seems he's not but his bloodlust to keep him company.
Yes, Stola, he wants me to fight him again, I'm sure of it.
Better that than an army to see it sated. At any rate, I'll not keep you longer. I pray you safe passage back to Sharlyan. Welcome back, Boone. We were so terribly worried about you.
Me? You worried about me? I was worried about you!
Though it is plain I've caused my own fair share of worry, and for that I apologize.
Oh, I can't be mad at you ever.
Hydaelyn called me to that day when you entered the Tower of Babel. Her pleas were faint but desperate, and I knew at once she required a vessel to carry out her will.
This is turning into supernatural.
What came after feels like a dream only barely remembered, my body flowing through the life stream towards Golemald. When I regained consciousness, I was all aches and frostbite, exhausted of Aether. So exhausted, in fact, I can only laugh, for it was in that moment I understood Raha's weariness from the Tower of Zot. Would that I could laugh at a time like this. Though we prevented Zodiac from being unleashed upon the world, I'm curious to know what else took place on the moon.
Oh boy, where do I start? Zodiac's dead and the world is fucked.
Perhaps we should wait for the others to join us before you give your account. Let us reconvene in the main hall once they've arrived.
Okay.
Sorry to have kept you all waiting. Not at all. We understand you've been quite busy. Will Urianger be joining us?
Nope, he's still on the moon.
Duty keeps him away, I'm afraid, though Boone can explain why better than I.
Let's be honest, he just wanted to snuggle with all the bunny rabbit people. And then they made me their chief.
The final days, as befell Amarot. And we are to escape via the moon? What of the source and its reflections? I've no intention of standing by while the world falls to ruin. So how do we stop this? Good question. Unfortunately, we have no answers at present. The celestial currents have grown stagnant, as was the case in the time of Amarot. The solution would be to alter the flow of ether throughout the entirety of the star. The ancients accomplished this by assembling Zodiac, sacrificing half the star's population in the doing. But it should go without saying that such a sacrifice cannot be repeated. Which leaves us with the daunting task of identifying the underlying catalyst for the final days, a feat which even the Amarantines could not accomplish. Unfortunately, we found no clues in Mare Lamentorum. There's still much we do not know about the catastrophe itself, let alone what may have caused it. The final days were marked by the corruption of the Amarantines' creation magics, but we command no such power, which invites the question, what havoc is in store for us? If we knew that much, perhaps we could draw some parallel with the events of the past and thereby form some semblance of a plan. Perhaps we should start with the Forum. Having worked with the Loporrits in secret all this time, there is surely more they can tell us.
Let's drag it out of them.
Forgive the interruption, but I've got urgent news. The Forum is holding a public assembly in the plaza outside. Some sort of announcement. What is Father up to now?
Being a dick!
There's only one way to find out.
Excuse me. The ominous music has arrived.
This is gonna be crazy. Alright, what kind of bullshit you announcing? I think they're planning on evacuating only Sharlyan and telling the rest of the world to screw off. That's my theory. A Gabe theory.
Order! Order, I say!
Oh, well, since they're actually speaking out loud, might as well do that, yeah.
I thank you all for gathering here on such short notice.
Good thing we got here when we did.
This day we must speak of grave affairs and their implications for the future of Sharlyan, nay, of this very star. Said affairs concern all citizens, and so we have called for a public assembly. You may have heard rumors of the Loporrits and the havoc these madmen wreak abroad. Under normal circumstances, we would pay little heed to petty disturbances outside our borders. The final days, however, are another matter altogether.
How did they know the final days were coming?
For we dare not ignore these prophetic words of Eld.
A prophecy.
The End-bearers will come, ushering chaos and calamity. The final days descend and devour the very star.
I've never heard this prophecy.
Is it true? Will all that really happen?
Calm yourselves. The time has come to speak of the Forum's most sacred duties. But first...
Take that ridiculous thing off.
Give voice to the voiceless. Let bindings be unbound. By unanimous decree, I declare the enchantment broken.
Master Leveilleur, if you would.
Very well.
Okay, so Foreskinalt's gonna explain it now. I know how it's pronounced. I'm just making fun of him because he's a jerk.
270 years ago, our forebears began an expedition in the Dravanian hinterlands, in search of a route to access the ethereal
Why would you
sea.
want to do that?
This much is public knowledge. Their findings, however, would become the Forum's most closely guarded secret. What those researchers discovered in the hinterlands was not a passage unto the ethereal sea, but the very heart of our star. And Hydaelyn
They
herself.
found Hydaelyn?
She spoke to them of a calamity that would extinguish all life, and of a means by which we might be spared.
So they heard the contingency. They heard about the contingency plan.
The moon. 'Tis in truth a gargantuan vessel built to serve as sanctuary for her children and deliver them from this doom.
I'm guessing you're planning on only.
Much like Nunkref's hope in ages past, it will bear the people of a world in the throes of death to a new home.
Needless to say, this will be no small undertaking. To facilitate the great work, the Forum has maintained close contact with the servants of Hydaelyn, who presently reside on the moon.
Yeah, the bunnies.
Convinced that the foretold end was all but inevitable, we began amassing a wealth of knowledge, not merely for the betterment of our nation, but in preparation for the journey to come.
You reveal this to us now? By the gods, how long do we have?
Good question.
While we cannot say with certainty, we believe the hour to be nigh. We received a transmission from the moon suggesting as much not long ago. Which is why we must in earnest begin preparations for the great exodus. For his impressive contributions, and the leadership he demonstrated during our withdrawal from Dravania, we have elected Master Leveilleur to oversee this
He
initiative.
led the withdrawal from Dravania?
You couldn't have picked a worse guy for the job!
Fellow scribes and scholars, my countrymen, we face a threat of unprecedented scale.
Bourbon moment.
We must challenge the trials before us with composure and conviction if we are to find
Hey, my
salvation.
tongue's better.
The wisdom of Sharlyan has ever been a shining beacon in the darkness, and so it shall continue to be.
Shiny bacon.
It is our solemn charge to see our heritage preserved for future generations. For those who will come after, we will brave a new frontier.
They are not happy. Some of them aren't.
Administrative edicts will be relayed to all major institutions ere long. In the meantime, carry on with your duties. With that, I hereby call this assembly to a close.
Do you remember what Mother told us when we visited home? That it wasn't until after we were born that Father seemed to lose himself in his work.
Ah.
If that great work of his was the evacuation of this star,
They've
then...
been preparing to do this for a while. Well, 270 years.
Yes. It wasn't for his benefit. Would you mind waiting here a moment? I wish to speak with Father before we leave.
Okay. It's better that I, take your time. It's best that I don't go. I'm likely to spank him with my shield.
Thank you. I shan't be long.
If it's all the same to you, I have a few choice words to share with Father as well.
Leave your sword with me, Allie.
So, come to call us cowards and bid us join your fruitless battle against the inevitable.
Nay, we do not object to the Forum's proposal. On the contrary, those who wish to flee have every right to do so. Urianger is cooperating with your associates on the moon to ensure that all is ready should evacuation be our only recourse.
Then whatever your business, I suggest you be brief.
Though we cannot boast the boundless wisdom of Sharlyan, we have first-hand knowledge of foreign cultures, and have conversed with no small number of peoples. These experiences have taught us fundamental truths that cannot be recorded in any tome, nor charted on any map. The beating heart of this planet is its people, many of whom would give anything, even their lives, to protect the lands they love. Many may choose to join you in the end, But what of those unwilling or unable, for whom escape will never be an option? What would you have them do?
Here it comes. I think they're gonna say it.
To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably
too.
save is not wisdom, Father. It is indolence. This is why we choose to fight.
Yeah, well, your dad is like the...
We'll not ask for your understanding, Father. Only that you don't turn a blind eye to the good we have done. That we can still
He's
do.
got an indolent pants.
We're not children in need of protection. Hold fast to your principles and let the world burn if it please. But we believe there is still another way.
They grow up so fast.
And if there is, we will find it. You see if we don't.
Let's prove his ass wrong.
Do as you will. Just stay out of our way.
I still think they're not planning on helping the other nations evacuate. I think they're planning on only taking Sharlyan. That's my theory, at least. I could be wrong. But I'm getting that distinct impression.
Were he not so consumed with self-righteousness, he might tell you how proud he is of you both.
Good shot.
Bold words call for bold action. And there'll be no turning to your father should plans go awry.
Good shot of Estinian.
As if I ever
Shot of
would.
Twins.
So long as there are those who wish to stay and fight for this star, we have to do what we can to help them.
Good shot of Raha. Oh, Krau. Ow.
And if we're to do that, we'll need to be well rested. Wouldn't you agree? And having triumphed over what we once thought to be the source of all evil, I can think of no one in greater need of at least a dozen wings.
About a dozen chicken nuggets, too.
Shall we then? To the Annex. To prepare for tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow. Tomorrow. Tomorrow and tomorrow. Stand tall. Krau tells me the Forum made a rather momentous announcement, so there's to be a great exodus, is that? I'm reminded of my narrow escape from the Isle of Vol, the realization, the running, the mixture of relief and regret after, why me? I ask myself, why me? Why now? Why now? Why wonder? There's no use fretting over the cosmic morality or lack thereof. We're here, and we'll get through this together. Who knows? Maybe my luck will rub off and grant everyone a narrow escape. There's no harm in praying for as much. Oh, but enough of my rambling. I'm sure you're exhausted. Your chamber awaits. All right. Wonder what's going to happen this time. Any visitors knocking at my door?
Wow, I can't believe I was there just a few hours ago.
Am I having an echo?
Okay, for a second there I thought they were actually falling.
A visitor comes knocking at your door. Whoever could it be?
Stola, is that you?
It is her. Holy shit. Oh, so it's whoever you click on.
You're still awake. Good.
Yeah,
Might I trouble you to stand still for a moment?
sure.
Nothing appears out of the ordinary. A precautionary measure. You will recall that serving as a vessel for abundant light in the First very nearly ended poorly.
I almost died, yeah.
In your recent battle on the Moon, you were almost certainly exposed to similar, if not greater, forces. Fortunately, from what I can see, you and your ether are none the worse for wear.
Stola, you don't need to come here with a pretense.
Would that Reen were here to confirm my assessment. To think you actually found yourself in a direct confrontation with Zodiark.
Man,
As if Xenos gallivanting about in your body was not misfortune enough. Did you so grossly offend every single deity in a past life that they saw fit to place a curse upon your soul?
Probably.
Forgive me. That was in poor taste. I recall vividly how battered and broken it was in the depths of Amarant. Would that you could have seen it with your own eyes. Mayhap then you would understand why the greater part of me is glad you did not. It was a horror beyond description.
Well, if you want me to hold you, just say so.
Promise me you will be careful. That you will seek my counsel if you feel unwell.
100, you'll be the first person I talk to.
That puts my heart at ease, if only a touch. I suspect it will grow colder as the night wears on, so do be sure to stay warm. Sleep well. May the shadows keep you.
Still all business. Well, maybe after this is over, we can... As if I could sleep. Oh, hold on. There's more to the cutscene. A short while earlier in the Alamigan Quarter. Hey, is that?
Thank the gods that tower is gone. The sight of it was enough to make me sick.
Thank the Ilsebard contingent, more like. Word is, they fought their way into Garlemald and toppled the bloody thing themselves. Not just the one, neither. All the towers have up and vanished.
That's good.
Aye, I heard the same. Commander Aldin and his troops helped keep casualties to a minimum, too.
Something bad's about to happen, I just know it.
But is it true? They brought back tempered Garlean soldiers.
Yeah, they're trying to untemper them.
As Commander Aldin tells it, they've a treatment for that now. But don't you worry. Cured or not, they've no plans to bring them into the city proper.
I see. Well, that's a relief then. I know we've brothers and sisters among the lot, but I can't say I'm eager to welcome them home.
Oh yeah, that's right. Some of them were Alamigan originally.
Wanted to think about it for a while yet. They're to be looked after in Alagana for the time being.
Who dat? Is that Julius? Oh shit, was that Xenos in disguise? Meanwhile in Ishgard. Oh crap, I think my intuition... My heart is pounding. Fuck, dude. Something bad's about to happen. My cheeks are clutched. Oh hey, it's this guy.
Another day, another commission of paramount importance.
Is he picking up Ishgardian combats?
Well, what have we here?
A zombie.
Hey, are you all right?
Not the foggiest idea.
Was that? No. The shadows play tricks, nothing more.
Is Xenos possessing people so he can commit murders in these places?
The towers are gone, and the Garlean threat has abated. And yet, why does it feel as though it's about to get much, much worse?
Why am I you today? Oh fuck. Oh Zenigata.
What is going on with that map? Okay. That wasn't ominous at all! But, we're gonna have to find out what the shit's going on in the next one! That's our show. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna keep playing and recording, but for you guys, it's gonna be a couple days before you see this next one. Alright, have a good one!
There is a big sword and I'm going to wield it. Gonna get a burger and I'm going to eat it. Danger lurks everywhere, but I know we can win. Scions are in space, we're fighting on the moon. Scions are in space with their friend Moon. That's me.